Yeah, it is a little bit of a shame. I've been talking to some people and they are knocking down most of the old traditional Tibetan mud-built buildings, and that's mainly due to tourism. Tourists, Indian tourists, predominantly domestic tourism. They want to have a nice bedroom with like an ensuite attached. They want electricity, they want hot water, they want to pour a bucket of cold water over themselves for a bath, and I get that. But the traditional mud Tibetan buildings don't accommodate those sorts of things. And as tourism builds here, unfortunately the reason that a lot of people come here is getting destroyed. They're knocking them all down, putting new ones in so they can put plumbing into them, get electricity into them, build them with en-suites and modern amenities, and I guess it's also it comes from a position of I don't know, Western privilege, that you do want to have your hot shower and your nice comfy bed after wandering around a place that you want to see hasn't changed in centuries. You want to see the mud huts and stuff, and I dig staying in those sorts of places as well. But I also get it's nice to have a hot shower in your own bathroom. So it's hard to make those two worlds meet without one of them crumbling. And unfortunately, the mud castles are crumbling here. And it also is unfortunate because the old style of building them with mud, they built them about half a metre thick mud homes with these straw and wooden insulated roofs. The locals are telling me work a hell of a lot better in insulation in the cold than the new concrete structures that they're putting up. So everything here, it's just concrete, and the concrete just absorbs the cold over time. There's no warming it up. It doesn't insulate, and it just becomes this the rooms become cold boxes. And so and there is no heating that I've seen in any place here except for a wood stove heater or something like that in a little common area. And so people trying to get their modern luxuries are actually, they're eroding their comforts to a degree. Anyway, there's enough of my chit chat on the Spitzbat. It's I still find it amazing. You look up here, these mountains, just over those mountains, not far, it's Tibet over there. All here, all these mountains that you can see. Over those, that's Tibet. It's a pretty funky little part of the world that I'm in. There's a real mix of cultures. The Spitians are Tibetan, but there's a lot of Indian tourism here, and so there's a few different cultural ideas going on. Western tourism really hasn't, it only opened up to Western tourism in the mid-90s, but even then everyone bypasses Spiti and goes straight to Leh in Ladakh. The roads are atrocious to get here. It's the road here, I put it on par with the Bolivian death road in La Paz, which I went down a few years ago. The only difference being that the road here goes for about 6 hours. It's just endless, and the drops are sheer, and there's constant rock falls. There's rock falls on it when I was coming on it the other day. And I just guess that most people don't want to risk it. You got to risk it to get the biscuit. And it sure does take a bit of time to get here, but I think it's worth it. Ladakh's become a lot more on the tourist radar, and they reckon, talking to people here, that Spiti is probably what Leh was like in the 80s. So it's a little bit of step back in time, which is quite good. I dig that kind of stuff. when I arrived here, I've been here for 4 nights. This here was a traditional Tibetan building, one much like this. And you can see this one here with all the wood and straw making up the roof insulation. But this is just a clear sign of how quickly things are changing here in Kaza. You see this pile of rubble and sort of dirt and mud. This when I arrived was a traditional old building right next to it. In the course of 3 days, doesn't take long for it to just be turned into nothing. They've literally just turned an old traditional Tibetan house into a pile, back into dirt, crushed it up. You can still see here one of the back walls made of mud. And yeah, so I don't give a lot of time really for Kaza anyway to have much left of its traditional buildings. You know, as I walk around here, things are getting knocked down on a daily basis. It's absolutely insanity. So what you see a lot of around here are bores that are drilled down, and often in the afternoons there's still people pumping the handle and collecting their water. And these are dotted all around Kaza, and that's mainly due to the fact that the pipes here freeze a lot of the time. So a lot of the more, well, we'll call them modern ones that were built in the last 100 years, they have plumbing in them, but the plumbing will all freeze, and all the pipe work in the ground all freezes over winter. So that's their only way of getting water. And I don't know where I'm going. Just sort of wandering around. What's this all about? Who knows? It's a dead end. But yeah, so anyway, that's the only way a lot of them can have a constant source of water. And the other interesting thing is that so electricity has only really come online here pretty recently. It's all hydro, so they've built a few little hydro things here. There's 2 of them, in fact. But in the winter time, when everything freezes, and winter lasts a long time here. Winter goes for about 9 months in the Spiti Valley. The hydro, it all just freezes up. So the people here have about 3 to 4 months worth of running water and electricity, and then that's it. And they only have 3 to 4 months worth of tourism coming in, and they only have about 3 or 4 months where they can actually get out. The roads are blocked for the majority of the year, and this would be a really interesting place to be for a winter. It'd be bloody cold. I reckon it gets to -30. That sort of temperature. It's really cold today. It's snowing up on the hills up here. It hasn't really risen much above 0 today. Hello, sir. Hi, how are you? I'm in the ruins of an old Tibetan house. You can see how the walls are made, quite wide, 1.5 feet, with all like sticks and straw, and mud, and and electricity. But, this one here is not survived. It's like a little maze, like it would have been like people living in here. Tiny little rooms, thick walls, and you can see here, this is where logs would have run across. So essentially what they've done is they've removed the upper level, but it's quite low. And, yeah, it's kind of like you see they've kind of made bricks out of just mud and straw, put it together, but yeah. See them stockpiling up straw and stuff here on the rooftops of some of the other more traditional ones, like over here, stockpiling wood. Anyway, there's a little wander through the ruins of an old Tibetan house, and there's a dog staring me down. The fire escape. Hello. This. Look how thick. That's all the roofing installation. Oh man. There's a cow looking at me. Man. Hey buddy. Yeah. I've kind of yeah, not really sure where I am actually. I think I'm wandering around people's backyards. There's some more of those, I'm sure they have a better name than prayer rocks, but all of these little baby cow. I know where I am now.